Tonight, one interview may have completely changed the political conversation, because what started as a normal Sunday interview quickly turned into something much bigger: arguments, foreign policy, Iran, questions about war, and one moment that ended with Donald Trump abruptly walking away from the interview entirely. So what exactly happened, and why is everyone suddenly talking about this interview? Let's break it down. The biggest story tonight revolves around Iran, because during the interview, Trump made something very clear. He says the situation with Iran is approaching a critical moment, and according to Trump, if negotiations fail, military action may once again become a possibility. That immediately raised concern. Because remember, for months, officials have been trying to negotiate some kind of agreement, but Trump suggested patience may be running out. Then came one of the biggest moments. When asked whether Americans could expect no new wars, Trump refused to completely commit, and suddenly, political analysts everywhere started asking the same question: is America moving toward another major conflict? Or is this simply negotiating strategy? Because Trump argues these actions are necessary to prevent Iran from obtaining nuclear weapons. Critics argue this sounds dangerously close to escalation. Then things became even stranger, because Trump unexpectedly praised Iran's newer leadership, calling them more rational, which surprised many observers considering years of hardline rhetoric. At the same time, Trump insisted any deal must be extremely strict. No sanction relief early, no major concessions. And according to Trump, Iran's uranium program remains one of the largest sticking points. Then came another controversial moment. The interview shifted toward January 6th. Specifically, questions about a controversial anti-weaponization fund. Trump refused to completely rule out compensation discussions involving some January 6th defendants, although he suggested he was not inclined to support payments to people who assaulted police officers. That immediately sparked backlash, because critics argue this sends the wrong message. Supporters argue many defendants were treated unfairly, and suddenly, an interview about foreign policy became something much larger. Then came election questions, claims about fraud, vote counting, accusations. And this is where things started becoming heated, because when challenged repeatedly, the interview became increasingly confrontational. Then it happened. Trump accused the network of bias, called the interview unfair, and ultimately ended the conversation early. And maybe that's the biggest story tonight, because whether people agree with him or disagree with him, these interviews matter. Why? Because they reveal priorities. And tonight, those priorities appeared clear: Iran, military pressure, negotiations, election disputes, and political battles that are clearly not going away anytime soon. Now attention shifts toward what happens next. Will negotiations with Iran continue? Could tensions increase? Was this simply political theater? Or are we watching something much bigger unfold? Because one thing feels obvious tonight: this interview created more questions than answers. Comment below. Was this strong leadership or unnecessary escalation? And follow World Pulse News for politics, world events, breaking stories, and the news everyone will be talking about tomorrow.